Hey guys, welcome to Compassionate Serenity Corner. We're here to share things for the community. I'm your favorite guy, Dani. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys about how many people have life insurance and the importance of having life insurance. The life insurance is a security for you when you pass that you will ultimately have your final expenses taken care of, and sometimes if you're smart enough, your family will have extra money to blow. That's if you don't teach them financial security. Um, the first type of policy for insurance is called the term life. Term life goes for a certain period of time, 25 to 30 years. It's at a cheaper value, but it has a high face amount. Um, 250,000 for $20 for a 30-year-old, which is pretty good. And then there's also a whole life. A whole life policy is a policy where you'll pay this fee for the whole life. It's usually at a lower denominal amount just to handle your final expenses as far as the funeral home and the cemetery. And there's universal whole life, which is a high amount like a term. And when you turn 85 or 87, you can convert it to a whole life, which of course the cost will be more, but you will ultimately be covered. Most insurance policies have a contestability period that's in 2 years, so you have to stay alive, or the person who you insured must stay alive for at least 2 years, or they're not going to pay what the policy is worth. They'll pay the payments that you made. So if you made $50 a month, you'll get 50 times 12, which is $7,000. That's it compared to what you were expecting. I really think at this point in time, while we're young, we have our fashion ads, hippie ads, and that I think that we should invest in life insurance because nobody ultimately wants to leave their family in debt. Or do you want to join the GoFundMe crowd where you're begging for money to be buried? Um, Please, if you need any information, feel free to contact me Instagram, Facebook, or call the funeral home, and we'll be gladly to help you guys figure out a solution for your life insurance needs. Um, I'm back here again on the funeral etiquette. Um, it's getting worse and worse. I've noticed the younger the crowd, the more horrible it is. Pastors are feeling disrespected. Family members are feeling disrespected. The people who bore the loved one is their family. You're just a friend or a cousin, but please respect the family. Respectfully, if you've been to one of my services, I always say respect the family. Respectfully is the words that I use. Um, when a family arrives at the church, it's a whole procedure. Please keep in mind that we only have an hour or two to get this whole service done. So when the family's in, they're greeted by the pastor, the funeral director, they're taken inside, they're lined up to go view their loved one. Please don't hug, kiss, or disturb them. Let them get their mental right and their focus. They process to the casket and then they're seated. That's when your time comes in, where you can give them love, offer your condolences and your cards, and whatever else it is that you want to do. During the service, there's a space called remarks. Remarks is not for everybody. Most of the time, the families have their allotted person to take up that allotted time. My thing with this is why I have an issue with the remark. If you don't know what to say, don't say anything at all. Don't get up there crying, taking up your 2 minutes, because once again, we are on a time schedule. During the service, there will be emotionally hiding, but offer your love at a distance. It is still COVID. Our numbers are climbing on the daily, and the churches are going to stop allowing a certain amount of people in. We're going back to the minimums. Please allow the pastor to speak and exit out. Then the body follows, then the family follows, then you can gladly exit. During your time to exit, please be planning your way to your car to turn on your lights and four-way flashes, because most likely you will be escorted to the cemetery. I've also noticed that people want to have family reunions at funerals. It's not the occasion. You guys can plan that on your own, but you guys have to respect the family and respect their time and respect their money. Okay? Because Overage in times is always a fee and a cost. Um, Also, when we're going to the cemetery, we don't need help from the family members who want to risk their lives and block traffic. We have highly skilled guys who do this all day, all night to get you there in a safe manner. Also, please don't roll down the windows in the limousines, hanging out of cars. That's very unsafe, and we're responsible for your behavior. Um, Also, when we get to the funeral, actually to the cemetery, please don't pass the family. Please don't go in before because the cemetery specialists and counselors already have a route planned for us. Um, to the younger crowd, please don't light up your J or pop your bottles because most families have older people in there and they do not understand the raps of the rapper and what it is you're doing. Please allow them to leave before you partake in your own ritual. Also, at the end, please check on the families. You were there in the beginning to get your spotlight or your clout, but check on them after because no one comes and checks on them when it's all over. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. And share the video, please. Please allow the people to know what to do at a funeral. It's called common sense and respect. Just like in school, stay in the line, view, and go on about your business.
I've been moving, come no start, no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful, ain't a struggle for me. Tell the devil he ain't got nothing on me. I can tell you stories of what God's done for me. God's plan, God's plan. I can't do this on my own. Thought about watching us close. I've been changed, he saved my soul. We stay down with G.O.D. We go hard for his glory. And every day there's new mercies.
Of the King, I'm a child of the King, of the King, of the King, of the King, of the King. I'm a child of the King. Of the King, I'm a child of the King, of the King, of the King, of the King, of the King. I'm a child of